On the news, leadership of the National Assembly greets Nigerians, says year 2025 will be more prosperous. Social affairs analyst speaks on the expectations for the new year. Plus, governors assent 2025 appropriation bills. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Amina Saidu. The news begins with New Year greetings as the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, wishes President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekereekun, members of the National Assembly, as well as officers and men of the armed forces, entire Nigerians at home and in diaspora, a happy and prosperous New Year. The Senate President, in a New Year message, felicitates Nigerians for witnessing another year that holds the promise of growth and opportunities, and commiserated with those who lost their loved ones in 2024, praying for the repose of the souls of those who lost their lives. Akpabio stated that as chairman of the National Assembly, he thanks his colleagues in the legislature for their patriotic support to the President Tinubu-led administration, assuring that Nigerians will begin to enjoy the yield of the various reforms of the current administration in 2025, which he said is a year of progress and prosperity, regardless of the problems collectively encountered. The various reforms put in place by the current administration, especially the proposed tax reforms, he assured Nigerians, will begin to enjoy sustainable dividends of democracy in the new year, and urged citizens to be more hopeful and optimistic, and by working together, this country can achieve greatness. Similarly, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has assured Nigerians to renew their hopes for better conditions of living in the year 2025. In his New Year message, Speaker Abbas says Nigerians should expect more from the 10th House of Representatives under his leadership, especially on issues concerning their socio-economic well-being. He advises Nigerians to remain steadfast and supportive of leaders at all levels, assuring that improvements will be seen in the new year across various sectors of national life. The Speaker is optimistic that despite the existing challenges confronting the nation, the administration of President Bola Tinubu is implementing necessary measures to enhance the quality of life in the forthcoming year, 2025. He further states that the welfare of the citizenry remains one of the topmost priorities of the 10th House in 2025. Still in the euphoria of celebrating the new year, the chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, Adebo Ogundoyin, has issued a heartfelt message of hope and resilience to Nigerians. In his 2025 New Year message, Ogundoyin urged citizens to remain positive and focused on building a better future for themselves and generations to come. According to him, the New Year 2025 presents an opportunity for Nigerians to tap into the numerous opportunities and endless possibilities abound in the nation. He encouraged citizens to contribute their quota to the growth of the nation's economy and strive for a better Nigeria. Ogundoyin, who is also the Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, acknowledged that the country is facing various challenges, but emphasized the importance of maintaining a positive attitude. He stated that a positive mindset boosts one's confidence level and rekindles hope for a brighter future. The Chairman Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures expressed his optimism that Nigeria will overcome its current difficulties and emerge stronger. He prayed for the nation to experience greatness and a good turnaround in the new year. In the same vein, the Chairman Conference of State Youth Parliament Speakers, Eze Ekeuba, says the Conference of State Youth Parliament Speakers of Nigeria is honored to represent the voices and interests of youths across the country as it looks forward for the year 2025, believing that it is our duty as citizens of Nigeria to take a proactive approach to the challenges we face. Ekeuba enjoins fellow Nigerians to start this year by addressing the urgent issue of climate change According to him, Nigerians must not only recognize the threat that climate change poses to our environment, our economy, and our way of life as a nation, but must also see it as an opportunity to create a more sustainable and resilient future for ourselves and for generations to come. Similarly, the issue of gender equality with renewed vigor and commitment must be addressed, as discrimination and inequality holds us back. It is therefore imperative that the citizenry work together to create a society that values and respects the contributions of women and girls. The lawmaker charged Nigerians to confront the scourge of drug abuse head-on, emphasizing that the harm that drugs can cause to individuals, families, and communities is devastating, while decisive action must be taken to prevent drug abuse and provide support to those affected by it. Now, joining me in the studio to discuss expectations for the new year 2025 is a social affairs analyst, Chief Vexillologist, the Flag Foundation of Nigeria, Chris Agiri. You're welcome to Parliamentary News.
Thank you. Happy New Year to Nigerians.
The 2025 budget is yet to be passed. What does this indicate in our socio-economic and political outlook for the coming year?
Yeah, well, the budget was presented by the president about 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks plus, I think on the 18th. Yes, and then I'm not standing for the National Assembly, but I think their hands were filled up. And so we expect them to resume this January and get on into the business of, passing of course, looking into the budget and possibly passing it into law. There's no cause for alarm, because the budget itself is rich. And then the budget, if it is fully implemented, is a renewed hope from kind of a budget. And so we expect that the points, the issues outlined in the budget, if it is properly implemented, will bring succor to Nigerians. I've seen the subheading of some of the proposed appropriations, like the Southeast Development Commission. We expect that by the time this kind of commissions takes off in full swing, you will see dividends of democracy trickling down to different parts of the country. And so I see hope in this year's budget. And I also know that by the time the budget is passed, likelihood of it taking off from March is there. So there's no cause for alarm that the budget has not been passed yet. It does not foretell any danger because there is the 2024 budget is still running. And then you can't be running two budgets concurrently. So there's no cause for alarm.
All right, then. The National Assembly is saying Nigerians will begin to enjoy sustainable dividends of democracy in the new year as a result of the various reforms put in place by the current administration, especially the proposed tax reforms. How realistic is this?
Well, the National Assembly, the Senate President and the Speaker saying that there is hope for Nigerians for this very year in this budget. It is timely we see dividends of democracy. It should no longer be mere rhetorics. It should be packed with action and realities. The tax reform has been described as a very major reform, tax reform since Nigeria gained its independence. I expect the government to market it more and get all hands on deck to buy into the budget. To buy into the support of the tax. Because this tax reform, no doubt, will be of great benefit to small-scale businesses. And to big businesses operating in Nigeria, those multinationals, they've not been paying due tax. Companies operating in America pay taxes, but down here in Nigeria, they will be cutting corners. The tax reform is designed to ensure that you are taxed according to what you earn, according to your profit. Of course, that's not to say there shouldn't be, tax havens for new businesses. And reducing the taxes from about 60-something to 8 is a very good development. And because if you see what business people go through in terms of taxes, some appear to be statutory, some imposed anyhow, it doesn't help the business environment. So I support this tax, and I call on all Nigerians, mostly our brothers from the north, to support it. It is not against any section of the country. It is for the overall benefit of all Nigerians. That's what I have to say about the tax.
Okay. What political interplays and maneuverings do you see playing out in 2025 as a build-up to the 2027 general elections?
In all honesty, first, I advise politicians to downplay politics. Nigerians, there's hardship in the land. Let all hands come on deck for this very year to ensure that the situation the society faces is ameliorated one way or the other. And of course, least I forget, the states were focusing on federal budget. The state's budget, the local government budgets should also be watched, and we should hold them accountable to ensure the budgets, national, state, and local government budgets are implemented accordingly. And so this is not the year of politics. You must look at the psyche and the mood of Nigerians. There's hardship. Downplay politics. Everything is politicized, and it doesn't augur well for us. I mean, this should be a year of healing. At least President Tinubu, this is his second year in office, and it's expected to have consolidated some areas. For those that wants to run election who are currently serving, they should focus on their primary assignment. When the time for politics, at least from 2026, we can begin to talk about politics. But for now, there's a call to nation building. We expected every reasonable and patriotic Nigerian in the private sector, in the public sector, among the civil service, is expected to redouble their efforts to get the country out of our current situation before we begin to talk about politics.
Okay, that's all we can take on the interview segment of the news. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
The need to harness Nigeria's natural resources, fertile agricultural lands, creative industries, and vibrant technology sector to build a resilient economy has been emphasized. Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas stressed this while speaking at a private university in Ilorin. Shola Wahid has details.
Speaking on the topic Beyond Oil, Exploring Alternative Revenue, Potentials for Economic Growth and Sustainable Development in Nigeria, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas ascribed the dwindling and lopsided economy currently witnessed in the country to over-reliance on oil revenue, which has made the country vulnerable to global marketing fluctuations, environmental degradation, and economic instability. The speaker explained that Nigeria was blessed with human and natural resources enough to compete with any vibrant economy of the world, stressing that economic transformation in Nigeria was achievable through diversification strategies anchored on policy reforms, infrastructure investments, and human capital development.
Before oil, Nigeria was doing well. Agriculture, mining was the dominant occupation, and Nigeria was able to stand on its own grounds. But since we discovered oil, in a way, we'll say we benefited so much, but it became a curse in the sense that it made us lazy. It made us to abandon areas that we should have strengthened and hold dearly. And now we are waking up to say we need to carve a future where we don't have to be thinking about oil anymore.
The speaker urged Nigerians to play their part by supporting government at all levels to achieve the desired results. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Providing requisite skills for the youths is a necessary ingredient to engage the youth for enhanced productivity. This is what the member House of Representatives from Yobe State, Khadija Ibrahim, has been doing in her constituency, sponsoring 400 youths to benefit from ICT training for self-reliance. The report. Gathered in the main bowl of the Cultural Center in Damaturu are 400 youths from the 4 council areas of Damaturu, Tarmua, Gujba and Gulani Federal Constituency, which Khadija Bukar Abba Ibrahim represents at the National Assembly. The selected youths are being trained to be proficient in ICT under the sponsorship of Khadija Bukar to build their capacity for self-reliance and enhance productivity in the society. Yobe State Governor, represented by his deputy Idi Bardegubana, appreciated the commitment of the federal lawmaker for such empowerment initiatives meant to better the lives of youths in her constituency.
This significant event is another clear demonstration of good representation by the honorable member, as she is making another effort to sow the seeds of uplifting the well-being of our youth as part of her constituency program toward the economic emancipation of the people from the clutches of poverty.
The federal lawmaker believes value addition for youths in her constituency is essential to fast-track development and announced that at the end of the training, each beneficiary will receive 150,000 naira cash and starter packs to assist them establish their businesses.
We have executed various developmental policies and programs that have direct bearing in the lives and the daily human endeavors that make significant impact in all human aspects. I would keep on follow up and fight for the right of my people wherever the matter arises.
Our constituency projects will complement the effort of this present government towards reducing unemployment among the people to the barest minimum.
The beneficiaries commended Khadija Bukar Abba Ibrahim for consistent interventions in her constituency for improved livelihoods since her re-election in 2023. We now take some messages. The news continues with reports from the State Houses of Assembly. Stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're watching NTA Parliamentary News, reaching you from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. You can follow us on the platforms showing on the screen for more updates. The Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has charged members of his cabinet to be more committed towards effective implementation of the developmental goals of his administration. The governor gave the charge while signing into law the 2025 budget of over 467 billion naira. Awal Abdullahi reports that the Bauchi State House of Assembly has increased the budget with over 2 billion naira.
The Speaker, Bauchi State House of Assembly, Abubakar Suleiman, while presenting the budget to the governor for his assent, explained that the upward review of the budget is based on the current economic realities to meet up the developmental needs of the states.
The Honorable House has, through its various House committees, meticulously reviewed the proposals and ensured that the allocations align with the developmental goals of our state.
Governor Bala Mohammed appreciated the legislators for the speedy passage of the bill and assured his readiness toward ensuring effective implementation of the budget.
I have admonished every member of our team to work even more harder, and the review exercise will become more frequent, and members will personally be held responsible for any shortcomings in the delivery within their MDS. We will not hesitate to rejig the composition of our government where the need arises.
Meanwhile, the governor has presided over the swearing-in of the newly appointed secretary to the state government and principal private secretary, where he charged them to be committed in discharging their responsibilities. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Similarly, in Calabar, the governor of Cross River State, Senator Basi Otu, has signed the appropriation bill of 538 billion naira into law. Signing the document in his temporary office, the governor assures of transparency and accountability in the implementation of the budget towards realization of his administration's vision of economic growth and inclusive prosperity. Justin Itim tells us more.
Appending his signature to the budget, raised from the initial sum of 498 billion naira earlier proposed by the governor to 538 billion naira. The governor applauds efforts put in by the Cross River State House of Assembly, ensuring speedy passage of the budget, noting that it aligns with the state's developmental priority. He pledged commitment to youth and women empowerment as well as general well-being of citizenry.
This appropriation is not just a financial document. It is a reflection of our priorities, our determination to uplift every corner of our great state. Out of this total 205 billion naira, which represents 38%, has been allocated for recurrent expenditure. This allocation covers essential government operations, including salaries, pensions, gratuity, health services, education, and other critical services that ensure the smooth function of government institutions. We are mindful of our responsibility to ensure that the public service remains efficient and capable of delivering the necessary services to our people.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, commends the governor's high performance in infrastructure development and diligence in implementation of 2024 budget.
And I can trust you that the state governor we have now accounts for every dime, every penny that comes into the state. And we have seen him done that in a year, and we are pretty sure that in the year 2025 it can only get better because we can only but consolidate on our gains.
Governor too sues for unity of purpose to transform economic fortunes of Cross River states. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
In a related development, the Ogun State House of Assembly has passed the year 2025 appropriation bill of 1.054 trillion naira presented to it by the State Governor Dapo Abiodun, with adjustments in the recurrent expenditures of 21 agencies, capital expenditures of 5 agencies, and revenue targets of 2 other agencies. Yemi Dalemo is standing by for details.
The passage of the appropriation bill followed the presentation of the report of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriations by the chairman, Mustafiu Lamidi, who moved the motion for its adoption, seconded by his deputy, Wahab Aruno, and supported by the whole House. The bill was read and adopted clause by clause, while the clerk, Shakiru Adebakin, read the bill for the 3rd time on the floor of the House. The Speaker directed that the clean copy of the bill be forwarded to the Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his assent.
The 2025 appropriation law is sent to His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, CON, Governor of the State, for his assent.
Agencies that had their budget proposals adjusted included the Ministry of Budget and Planning, which had its estimates increased from 1.475 billion naira to 1.902 billion naira, an increase of 427 million naira. Ministry of Community Development and Cooperatives budget was also increased from 1.78 billion naira to 2.499 billion naira, an increment of 719 million naira. Others are the Ministry of Health, 3.806 billion naira budget was increased to 4.116 billion naira. The State Teaching Service Commission's budget moved from 34.412 billion naira to 35.912 billion naira, and that of the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps traced moved from 1.347 billion naira to 1.372 billion naira. Also, the Ogun State Security Network Amotekun Corps budget increased from 765 million naira to 1.57 billion naira. Ogun State Environmental Protection Agency's proposal increased from 252 million naira to 262 million naira, while the State Library Board's proposal was increased from 147 million naira to 177 million naira, among others. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
This is where we draw the curtain on our news for this evening. For more updates, kindly follow NTA Parliament on the platforms scrolling on your screen. NTA Parliament wishes you a happy new year. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Amina Saidu.